Hi, this is Graphically Alex, coming at you with all things fat related. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. So today we're going to get a little bratty because we're watching William. And I've got to. I've got to because I'm a hater. I'm such a hater, But anyways, no, I was just feeling bratty. And I was like, it's really hard to wear Georgie because I don't actually live in England. It's really hot. It's like 90s every single day. I'll put it to you that way. It's hot. And it's a humid 90s every single day, pretty much. So we have to wait till it's Britishy outside before I can wear the yellow hoodie. I want to get a new one, though, that's smaller. Because, because that one's big. That one's like a 3X. So I'm like, I have to find something this winter. Oh, this autumn. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and play his whole thing. This is about like love and whatever. And you'll never find someone if you don't lose weight and blah, 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 blah. So he's going to go on about. So let's go ahead and listen. 1 second.
Wait for love, you'll spend your entire life waiting for someone who simply
Oh my gosh.
won't
I
come.
want to see who liked that. Hold on, I'm tripping. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, sorry, I was flopping.
If you're not willing to lose weight for love, you'll spend your entire life waiting for someone who simply won't come. Anyone worth partnering with for life isn't someone I need to rush towards or change my body for. So you're willing to wait forever for a person who might not actually exist? I would, yeah, because I have too much self-respect to partner with somebody who wouldn't love me no matter what happens with my body. And I would encourage everyone to do the same. And people should just give up on love if they can't find that person. There are so many healthier ways to experience love that are not being romantically paired with someone who wouldn't date you if you were fat or would leave you if you became fat. Like what? Love can be found in friendship and family and found family and lead to an extremely fulfilling life. But no, romantic love isn't worth it if you have to change your body size in order for it to happen. Right, so I'm hearing that you'll never find anyone to love you romantically. Good luck being alone forever. The conclusions you people jump to. I just celebrated my 5th anniversary with my partner. Oh, and anyone in a long...
That one almost triggered me. I'm going to let him finish. I'm going to let you finish, William.
Long-term relationship with anyone should be able to exist in the body that they are in long-term. Whether it gets larger or gets smaller or stays the same. That's what we all deserve in a mature and loving long-term relationship. What we deserve isn't necessarily what we get, though. Yes, but I am saying it is out there. I have it, and other people have it too. Settling for less won't lead to a fulfilling life or relationship. You deserve love and support and happiness at your size, no matter what that size is. If you're not willing to lose weight for love, you'll...
Okay, so... Oh man, it's tough. It can be tough to listen to him, honestly. It's getting harder to listen to him. I feel like the further I get, the further I get from, sorry, that was my Instagram, from fatness, the harder it is to listen to him. So let's go ahead and break it down. Ugh. I'm just like, get me out of here. Like, I want to look or think or something about anything else. Kesha just started a live. See, I want to think about that now. But okay. Okay, William, let's play. Let's go.
Spend your entire life waiting for someone who simply won't come.
So when it comes to weight loss and love, it's definitely, there's a couple different things. I've always talked about dating and romance and whatever, just in a couple ways. One thing to keep in mind is who are you attracted to and who's attracted to you. So that's basically the biggest thing when it comes to it. If you're attracted to people that care about weight, then you're going to have to change it from a romantic level. You're going to have to cater to what you're attracted to that's that you tend to attract, so to speak. So there are people that I could have been with that wouldn't have minded if I hadn't downsized, but it's not exactly what I was interested in because I was rooted in health and stuff like that. I also don't like that he's talking about it this way because it is harder to find, especially to date a man when your body is changing a lot. I feel like he should know this. You know, he dates men. When your body changes, it's not the best for a guy. And I don't know if his boyfriend is actually all that happy. I'm going to put it to you that way. I know that's harsh, but I'm going to be real. He may not be that happy unless if he's like extremely, maybe the boyfriend is like super femme, girly pop vibes. Feminine is like usually more okay with change, but you know, I'll put it to you this way. I feel like William might be, you know, I don't know what the hell William is, to be honest, but I think William would not like it if his boyfriend gained. I'm going to put it to you that way. And I think he knows this. I can feel it to the root of my core. I can feel it. I know it. You know, I may not know everything, but I do know gay men. And I know how gay men are. And I can tell you, if his boyfriend gained, William would probably get rid of him. But he wouldn't say that that's why. He'd be like, oh, we're just not getting along anymore. Oh gosh, I just don't know if I can do this. And I'm not at a good place. Like, he'd just start using therapy speak. That's my prediction. There's my little warning for your boyfriend, William, which I'm sure your boyfriend has not changed. And you could call me out and you could show your boyfriend. And if he has changed, then I'll eat my words that I'm wrong. Then I'll be like, okay, I guess you guys are an exception. But we'll still break it down further.
Anyone worth partnering with for life isn't someone I need to rush towards or change my body for. So you're willing to wait
So I don't know what that means. I don't know what he's trying to say as far as rush towards. What does that actually mean? Be enthusiastic towards, want to be with, etc. Like, what are you actually saying? You know that when people lose weight, downsize, oftentimes people break up. And there is a layer of fogginess within being super morbidly obese, which is what we're going to specifically talk about, which is where it typically tends to happen. There's a layer at times of the toxic ritualistic. I've told you guys many times, I try not to talk about it anymore, but my most recent thing was definitely rooted in the toxic ritualistic. And when I left it and I got out and I was becoming visually out as I was starting to sustainably downsize, it ended. It did. And it's convenient how that works. Now, I'm not saying that it was just that, but I think it was also like I had issues and I was standing up for myself and I was not allowing things anymore because I was leaving what I called at the time the hypo haze, because I was starting to get healthier and I was starting to lose and start to get more clear. And that took place over a lot of 2022 as I specifically was healing a lot from my hypothyroidism that year. I was very hazy at the start of 2022. By the time I got to 2023, I could see it for what it was. So there was a fogginess. So sometimes if you meet somebody when you're super morbidly obese, it might not be who you're actually interested in. And that can be an issue. And that's something that William has probably never ever thought about. But I'm telling you all, I'm warning you. I never would have chosen my ex if I wasn't super morbidly obese. Which that is a disturbing fact. But we were not compatible. But I thought we were. which I know that that's typical and whatever, and it happens to everybody, but I mean it from like a physical, mentally and physically confused way. It's bizarre. Let me put it to you this way. We're going to get real. My first love is not similar to my ex. The difference between those two is very bizarre. Who I'm currently interested in is a lot more like my first love, with some of my first love's bad qualities not there, which is great. But anyways, I'm still trying or whatever, but I don't know if it'll work out. That's beside. I want it to, though. Casey's watching. I want it to. But the point is, it can change your type too, because you're confused. You're hormonally confused. It's not wise. It just isn't. I would really suggest at least getting to morbidity if you're single, because I think a lot of those things do shift around morbid obesity, and it's not as bad, and you're probably not as confused during that time. And then obviously lower than that is even better. But I'm just saying, he won't care. He's not going to talk about that because he doesn't care about any of that. But I care. I want you to know. I don't want you to go into something confused because you're either in the hypo haze because you're so big, or you're in the toxic ritualistic. You're not going to find the right person. If you're in a toxic ritualistic cycle, regardless of which one it is, which that can happen at any size, keep that in mind, you're rooted in self-harm. So you're probably going to pick somebody that isn't good for you, period, because you specifically are finding them to trigger you. Which, again, he's not going to talk about that either. So that's not even talking about the size. That's talking about the behaviors and that toxic ritualistic world. That alone will fuck up your dating life. And you don't even have to be big for that. So let's just really be real about what he's trying to say. If William were to get out of his problems that he clearly hasn't gotten out of, he might not even be interested in his boyfriend. Maybe he doesn't even like him that much. But I don't know that that will ever happen. And a lot of people never recover. And I don't want that to be you. But no, William. It's very important that you are healthy mentally and physically before choosing somebody. It's very important. Very important. Especially if you get way out there. Way out there. Then you can have huge issues. Because for me, to come to certain realizations that the way I was physically around the time that I started with my ex, it changed my tastes because I was so physically fucked up. It's horrible. And people don't talk about that because you don't tend to think about that, or you don't think that that's a thing. But it's true. Anyways, William, let's continue.
Forever for a person who might not actually exist. I would, yeah, because I have too much self-respect to partner with somebody who wouldn't love me no matter what happens with my body.
There is nothing wrong with somebody being attracted to a physically and mentally healthy person, even if it's not perfect. If there's at least effort, there's at least accountability, things like taking accountability, that's an attractive trait. Being responsible is attractive. This all goes into the issue of weight. It does, which people don't want to talk about that either. There's nothing wrong with that, William. It might even be a positive motivation as long as you don't take it to the extreme. It's okay to improve in an effort to find somebody. It's okay. It's okay to make more money. It's okay to try to look a little bit better or dress better. It's okay to get in shape, to try to find somebody. It's okay to deal with past trauma and all this other stuff, to do the work, so to speak. It's okay. And it's, I would say, mandatory. In my opinion, it should be mandatory, at least from a cultural perspective, that if you are super morbidly obese and single, you need to normalize a little bit before you look, because it might be messing you up. It might be on a physical level. And if you are in the toxic ritualistic, honey, no dating for you. You need to figure it out first, because you're going to pick the worst person for you. I never understood that saying of like, you have to love yourself in order to love someone else. I would change it to, you have to love yourself in order to choose the right person. I think that's what it is. Because if you can't stand yourself, you're going to pick somebody that it will fail with. You will. It happens all the time. I see it all the time in the toxic ritualistic. It's so common. It's super common. Anyways, I'm really getting on some rants here.
And I would encourage everyone.
I think for me, I'm just mad because these issues have greatly affected my dating life. And it is disgusting to me to see him try to act like it's not a big deal, or try to encourage other people to have their dating lives fucked up like the way mine was. It's just horrible. There's so much unnecessary pain, unnecessary turmoil. There's so much bullshit within that crap that I just never had to go through. I didn't have to. And I'm not going to just let him talk to you guys or talk to anybody about this without trying to offer a different perspective that might help. It's just horrible. He is so wrong. Like, it's amazing how completely wrong a person can be. And maybe he's trying to help or whatever. He doesn't think about it. He's too busy thinking about it from a societal this, societal that, blah, 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 blah. That's not helpful in dating. This is your life. This is your future relationship. This is your life. This isn't about every single other person and all this bullshit. Yes, other people can have input and blah, 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 but at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to choose wrong because you're messed up. It's not good. It's not. You know, obviously if you found somebody before you got that big or whatever, there's some gray area, you know. I'm not saying to leave everybody or whatever. Like, if you guys work out, that's great. But it is common where people do break up, and that's why. During downsizing, it's because if it's a relationship rooted in the toxic ritualistic, it will fall apart. If it's a relationship that you found because of confusion, hormonal confusion, due to being so big, it will fall apart. So it would be wise, actually, to be at least working on it, or getting to at least small fat, mid, etc., some kind of manageable level before dating. It's wise. It's prudent. You know, and you're also going to have more of a physical basis. Like, you're going to be more attractive to more people too. But it also is good for you. It is. And he's stupid.
To do the same. And people should just give up on love if they can't find that person. There are so many healthier...
So he's basically saying yes. Which, I'm not surprised. It's very easy for somebody who has been in a relationship for 5 years or whatever to be like, yeah, just go ahead and give up on it. It's like, honey... I mean, imagine you're talking to a girl who is tortured about being single. And just telling her, just give up on it. Or a gay person. You know how difficult it is when you're gay? It's a lot harder. So just telling a gay person that is struggling and doesn't want to be single their whole life, just give up on it. Don't even try. As you sit in your relationship, it's disgusting. You're a disgusting person, William. He is somebody I don't like on a personal level. So I've told you guys there are people who they don't bother me as much on a personal level. But William and Aubrey, I will say Aubrey too, I don't like either one of them on a personal level. This is a nasty person. I'm just going to say it. He's nasty.
Ways to experience love that are not being romantically paired with someone who wouldn't date you if you were fat or would leave you if you became fat. Like what? Love can be found in friendship.
Being fat doesn't just happen. It's not a crapshoot. There's always an explanation. So it's something that is preventable and treatable. And he would hate that. He would hate it so much to hear me say that, but it's the truth. Most people don't view it completely black and white the way that he's presenting it. Most people, if they don't know you and they're not attracted to you, they're not going to be interested. Most people, once they're interested, once they're in love with you and all this stuff, there's a little bit of wiggle room in terms of size. Let's be so real. Let's be real. But that wiggle room, it can only extend so far for so long. And it can be bad enough that it can be a problem. It can. And it is behavioral. Which again, a lot of these people do not want to acknowledge. They don't like that. But there are behaviors around it. There's a reason why it happens. It doesn't just happen to somebody. And I'm sick of this magical thinking around it. It drives me nuts. And that's what he's promoting. That's what he's pushing here.
And family and found family and lead to an extremely fulfilling life. But no, romantic love isn't worth it if you have to change your body size in order for it to happen. Right.
Is that the only reason somebody's downsizing? I don't know that would be a good idea. But there's a lot of other reasons why you should. There's health reasons. There's so many reasons. I can't even begin to describe it. Health reasons, financial reasons. There's just logistical reasons, like fitting on a plane, for example. You're not as limited to travel and stuff. You can walk around easier. Like, it's easier to live. It's just, there's a lot of benefits to being of a normalized weight. There's a lot. It's innumerable. And sure, dating can be a part of it, but that's one of many. One of many. With the most important and what I would put on the top of the pyramid or whatever, being your health. Because your health doesn't care about who you date. Your health doesn't care about how you look. Your health doesn't care about how much money you have. Your health doesn't care about if you have kids or not. Your health doesn't care about any of those things, but it will affect all of them. Your health doesn't care, it doesn't matter. Taking care of yourself is prudent. It's wise. It's intelligent. It's strategic. It's practical. If there's an added benefit of being more attractive to a wider dating pool, then so be it. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially in the case of being gay, where the dating pool is small. And you might need any help you can get. It's tough. And it's okay to say that. It's okay to be realistic. So I don't know who he's speaking to, but most women, for example, if they're listening to him, I feel like he caters a lot of his message towards women and gay people. If you are a woman who's tortured about being single or is really, really wanting a relationship, typically those types of women, they want to have children too. It is not prudent to be overweight before pregnancy. It's not prudent to be morbidly obese, super morbidly obese. you would probably need to downsize regardless. And it's not prudent to be a super morbidly obese mother either. It's not wise. And same for fatherhood as well. I just don't think that that's who he caters his message to. There's a lot of reasons to be of a normalized weight. I don't know who he's talking to. I don't know who the message is for, but it's not, it's not helpful. It just isn't. Like, you don't care about people, William. I'm sorry. You just don't.
So I'm hearing that you'll never find anyone to love you romantically. Good luck being alone forever. The conclusions you people jump to. I just celebrated my 5th anniversary with my
I've already addressed this. I guess I don't need to beat a dead horse there.
partner. Oh, and anyone in a long-term relationship with anyone should be able to exist in the body that they are in long-term, whether it gets larger or gets smaller or stays the same. That's what we all deserve in a mature and loving long-term relationship. What?
Most people don't think of it as so black and white. But we have to talk about the extremes too. We just do. Because you're not addressing that.
What we deserve isn't necessarily what we get, though. Yes, but I am saying it is out there. I have it, and other people have it too.
Deserving, I guess, I mean, what I would say is you deserve to choose the right partner. That's what I would say. You deserve to not sabotage yourself by choosing somebody that it's not going to work with because you're not compatible. That's what you deserve. That's what's in your control. That's what I will tell you you deserve. You're not entitled to anybody's love or relationship or whatever. Romantically, you're not entitled to it. So you can make an argument between like parent and child, but even that doesn't always happen, which is unfortunate. So, but in terms of romantic, you're not entitled to that. But if it comes, that's great. But what you are entitled to and what you do deserve is to choose right. That's what you deserve. That is what you deserve. And I will sing that song to you till the cows come home. Because that is within your control. And you can look for love rather than chaos. Put to you that way.
Settling for less won't lead to a fulfilling life or relationship. You deserve love and support and happiness at your size, no matter what that size is. If you're not willing to lose weight for love, you'll...
So I would just say that it's still irrelevant to the greater discussion. It's one aspect of many aspects, with the biggest aspect being your health, which I already said. But with that, you guys, I'm going to go. If you enjoyed this bra energy, let me know what you think. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.